Y'all, did y'all see what was going on with Jess Hilarious and LaRosa on the Breakfast Club?
I
Yes.
did. I did not like seeing that
I didn't
either.
love it either. It wasn't great, but at the same time, it is a platform of voicing your opinion. It very much is like, you have two masculine energies of, Charlamagne and DJ Envy, and we know them as speaking their mind. And here you have two ladies that are almost low key, been almost pitted against each other. Um, and it was, I'm sure, Jess is very much outspoken. Obviously, that's why she's sitting in that chair. Yeah,
Very.
that's the reason why she's there. You know what I'm saying? Same with, La
I
Rosa,
love
same
it.
thing. You know what I mean? They're both are in their own right, just very much deserving of being there. It was very heartbreaking to see them really kind of going at it, but then they were very honest. I mean, obviously, we need to understand why there is this energy in that small space. I personally don't listen to them on the radio. I can't remember the last time I was listening to any talk on the radio. It's now streaming. So now we're able to see their reactions. We're able to in real time like really like understand what they're going through. And she's just coming off of having a baby. This is like off of maternity leave. So I don't know how I would feel like if I was out of the loop, healing myself and bringing this new life into the world and then showing up to my job and you're replaced. Of course, my energy and my hormones are going to be heightened and I'm going to feel some kind of way because now things have kept it moving, which they should. But at the same time, I'm going to feel like I'm, replaceable, especially when you feel like you were irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it first, I feel like they should have never had the conversation live. I feel like they should have spoke and talked it out. I felt like it was a lot of miscommunication with them. Of course, you know, it can be like, okay, this was mine and I had this platform, but now you're not hearing what I'm saying. I felt like it was just too much communication and I feel like they both had good intentions, but no one was there to help them intervene and
Like
speak on it
mediate a little
and
bit.
clear the air, mediate. Correct.
Interesting point.
I think, the way that Angela Yee left um, from the Breakfast Club, I think kind of just should have known the environment that it might
Mm.
be. So it's like, she left for maternity leave or whatever. And first they did this big rollout for Jess. It was like this big thing, like she's coming on,
You're
she's the
right.
next
Yeah, I
new
remember
female.
that. They
Like
did
it
all
was
these
this whole big thing.
interviews and like, yeah.
It was so big, like that everybody was so excited, everybody was so happy, like Charlamagne, DJ Envy was just like everybody was like, it was good, right? Then she was pregnant, she has to go to maternity leave or whatever. And then they bring in what's her name? Lauren,
La
what's her
Rosa.
name?
Like that's her last name.
Loren Lorosa.
Yeah. So they bring her in and it's like, okay, cool. But like, did y'all talk to Jess about it? Like, did y'all fully?
She no, she
Mm-hmm.
knew because Jess vouched for her.
Right.
Jess.
I know. But then they said like she was only supposed to be doing her segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like something was lost in
Mm-hmm.
communication with when she was coming back, how that transition was going to be. Like that should have all been laid out. And clearly it wasn't. And like you said, Lex, like when you're pregnant, just had a baby, like your hormones are all over the place. And that environment probably is like a male dominant space. Like there's probably nobody speaking up for Jess in that way while she's gone. You know what I mean? And I think it's just kind of unfortunate that she would have to come back and have to deal with that and have to like speak up for herself. But, she's not like a corporate person.
Yeah.
Like, so of course she's going to come on and
She's on
use
the
her
radio.
platform with
She's a
on the radio to
personality.
say
Yeah.
whatever she got to say
Yeah.
out, you know what I mean? In the way that she did it. So it's like, we can't get mad at her for, like speaking her mind in the way that she does, because that's how she got to where
Mm-hmm.
she is. And then, but it's unfortunate that it's like these two Black women on this
Black
platform, this
podcast
huge
or
and then
radio.
to
Yeah.
see DJ Envy and Charlamagne, I feel like they just sitting back, kind of like watching them kind of have this back and forth. You know, I feel like they didn't really like pick sides or anything, but they didn't really help the situation either.
Yeah.
And I ain't like that
Yeah.
at all. And I feel like, you know, seeing, you know, Angela Yee leave, you know, I can kind of see why too. And I think Jess said that because it's like y'all just sitting here letting this happen. Y'all not speaking up for me. You
No
know,
advocacy
like whose show is
whatsoever.
what are we doing?
That's tough.
I just want them to win. They're both amazing hosts. They're both beautiful women. They do great in their industry. And us as Black women, we should come together and show that we can work together without taking over each other's spotlight. Like, and those two men, they need to be there to support them, to help them, to keep them shine, not throwing rocks, trying to, cause confusion. Not saying that they are, but as us as Black women, we have to learn to work together. We have to stick together and not put it, if we're going through things, the world should know about it. Like, let's have a conversation. Let's talk it out. Let's figure it out and be better at it. That's what I did.
We tired. We are exhausted. It gets exhausting. And, we can say this being Black women, like we saying, you know how that term is, we're going to sit this one out because we are always graceful. We're always trying to stand up for ourselves. We are always trying to be the bigger person. And, it gets draining and very tiring. We are tired. We's tired. We at it, we're just exhausted from trying to overextend ourselves, really be the saviors. It's just, I wish she just had a little bit more support.
Exactly. And that's all it is, support and communication. Let's figure this shit out. Let's show the world that we can work together as Black women and kill
Do you think it was a little calculating? Because it was like, we're watching it, we're talking about it, there's views, it's trending, and then to turn around like almost a couple of days later, Lorosa, she ended up announcing her new show, her new platform. So what do y'all think about that?
I don't think it was calculated. I think, Jess was trying to express herself and she just had enough. She went live, and because she went live, the next day they addressed it, and it everything just
it's
happened
good that they have a platform.
the way it happened. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And the guys gonna eat it up. They gonna tear it up and talk about it. Let's talk about it live right now.
Yeah,
so
I understand that.